Good evening, I'm Sapsanamma. Let's begin with the headlines of the hour. Prime Minister Dahal clarifies India has not been allowed to spend project money arbitrarily as main opposition criticizes the government's agreement with the southern neighbor. Government embraces artificial intelligence, prepares to monitor national pride projects by using AI. A cargo ship with 15 Indians on board hijacked near the coast of Somalia. Indian Navy moves into action. And Nepal's Under-19 cricket team leaves for South Africa to participate in the ICC Under-19 World Cup. Team captain Kamal says the team will at least make it till the Super 8. A curfew has been imposed in Sahi. The prohibitory order had to be imposed to contain situation after a clash had erupted in relation to Province Hospital. The curfew has been imposed from 5:30 p.m. today until 8 tomorrow morning. A person had died during a dispute related to Barhathawa Primary Hospital. Police had to fire tear gas and blank fires after protesters vandalized the office of the municipality and mayor. The deceased remains to be identified. Protesters have claimed that the person had died because of police firing. However, Chief District Officer Kamal Dahal has said that the cause of the death remains to be identified. Indian Minister for External Affairs S. Jaishankar has returned India after concluding his two-day Nepal visit. He left for New Delhi at 12:30 this afternoon. Before returning to India, Jaishankar had visited Pashupatinath temple this morning. He also planted Rudraksha in the Pashupati temple premise. Jaishankar then inaugurated a library in Kantipur. A total of 2,000 students will be able to study at the three-story building constructed with the aid of India. The building is disabled-friendly and includes an elevator as well. Indian Minister for External Affairs Jaishankar has also inaugurated 25 schools, 32 health institutions and projects of cultural sector. He had arrived Nepal yesterday to attend the meeting of Nepal-India Joint Commission. Prime Minister Kamal Dahal has said the Indian Embassy for Nepal cannot make arbitrary expenses in projects worth up to 200 million rupees. Speaking at the meeting of the Parliament's State Affairs Committee, Premier Dahal said India cannot spend the money as it wants. In response to the criticisms, he defended the agreements with India signed yesterday and clarified that India can only spend money by staying within the policies of the Nepal government and that the energy trade agreement was in favor of Nepal. At the meeting, lawmakers criticized the government for signing the agreement, saying that it allowed India to spend 200 million rupees as it wants. Lawmaker Raghuji Panta opined agreements like these would encourage unnecessary political influence. Yesterday, during the foreign ministerial level meeting between Nepal and India, an agreement was signed that allows India to spend up to 200 million rupees on projects itself. Now, the government is preparing to use artificial intelligence to keep a check on development projects and grievance handling procedures. This will help reduce unnecessary hassle of big teams led by Prime Minister having to reach the sites for monitoring, as the executive head will have an access to the sites from the action room itself. The government is to use an AI drone that will be controlled from the office of the Prime Minister for live monitoring. The Prime Minister's Secretariat has understood that contractor companies, project heads and even ministers have been tampering with the information shared during project briefing and has taken the decision to incorporate artificial intelligence for monitoring. AI will also be used for the government's grievance portal, Hello Sarkar. The application currently only operates in Nepali language. However, with the use of AI, live translation of any language will be possible. The Ministry of Communication and Information Technology has begun preparations for the AI use. The Government of India has sent another round of relief materials for the survivors of the earthquake in Jajarkot and Rukum West. The relief materials were sent to Jajarkot from Nepalganj this morning. Officials of the Indian Embassy had handed over the resources to Baki Chief District Officer Shravan Kumar Pokhriyal yesterday. According to the CDO, 1,200 sets of blankets, resources required for construction of prefab houses, 150 architect tents and 2,000 sets of sleeping bags were received. A few Indian technicians who had trained a team of armed police force for construction of prefab houses have also reached Jajarkot. Singhadarwar Vaidyakhana, the 400-year-old government-owned entity which soldiers the responsibility of manufacturing medicines, is now in crisis. At one point of time, medicines produced here had a high demand even in foreign countries. However, the entity is now facing complications as it has not been able to produce any medicine. At one point of time, Singhadarwar Vaidyakhana used to produce around 150 different kinds of medicines. However, it does not produce any medicine now. Those manufactured last year are being sold at the moment to address a fraction of the demand. According to the officials, despite the high demand, the medicines are not being produced. Despite production of medicines at a complete halt for the past 3 months, consumers continue reaching the entity for medicines. Despite reaching Vaidyakhana, they are compelled to return empty-handed. Until last year, around 20 kinds of medicines were produced, which require the human resource to operate from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. However, now with the production at a complete halt, the staff reach at 10 in the morning and return after doing nothing the entire day. It has been learned that the manufacturing is at a halt because of the absence of raw materials required for the medicines. Questions regarding the absence of raw materials remain unanswered. Despite being owned by the government, it is unfortunate that the entity has remained almost dysfunctional. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what do you think of the Nepal-India Power Trade Agreement? Your options are A, difficult to implement, B, a challenge to raise production, and C, possible with willpower. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Welcome back. The share market index NEPSE went up by 111 points in a single day on 10th of December 2022, a day after the Nepal Rashtra Bank reviewed its monetary policy. Transactions were closed after a 6% increase in a single day. The NEPSE index continued to go up until the 21st of December by a total of 289 points to reach 2,141. However, the NEPSE has been going down in recent days due to lack of enthusiasm among investors. Based on the review by the central bank, the risk weight for loans against collateral of shares was revised down to 125 from 150. This increased transactions at the share market. The mood among investors was also up as the central bank reduced the policy rate. However, at the lack of government policies to further revive the market and the possibility of reduced demand, investors have once again felt discouraged. Analysts also opine increasing bad debts of banks have also dented investors' plans. Margin lending that stood at 4,540 billion rupees till mid-November in 2022 had risen to 4,850 billion rupees during the same period in 2023. However, analysts say this still does not meet the expectations. The Recommendation Committee for the appointment of Vice Chancellor of Tribhuvan University has called for applications for the post. This comes at a time when the university has been criticized from all quarters for political appointments and as an attempt to ensure merit-based appointment. Interested candidates can now submit their applications for the Vice Chancellor post within 10 days. Prime Minister Kamal Dahal, who is also the Chancellor of the university, has been sharing commitment to avoid political appointment. The Recommendation Committee has been formed under the coordination of Minister for Education, Science and Technology, Ashok Rai. Former Vice Chancellor Dharmakant Baskota's tenure ended on 2nd of November. Education Chairperson Shivalal Bhusal was assigned the responsibility of acting Vice Chancellor for 3 months. Chiefs of local levels in Kathmandu Valley have decided to hand over the responsibility of waste management in the capital to the federal government. The Valley Mayor's Forum meeting held in Gokarneshwar municipality reached the decision today. Lalitpur Metropolis Mayor Chiri Babu Maharjan said the federal government should look after the management of waste as the 2018 agreement between the government and NEP Waste had not been implemented and the metropolis had returned the proposal for its implementation by the Nepal Investment Board to the centre. The meeting today also decided to implement the previous decision of proceeding with an integrated package for Smart City Light installation program in the valley. The forum meanwhile rejected the correspondence by Nepal Electricity Authority for clearing the bills of roads and temples and alleged the authority of charging them arbitrarily. It's time now for international update. Cricket Association of Nepal has bade a farewell to the Nepal Under-19 team, which has left for South Africa to compete in the ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup. The National Cricket Governing Body had organized a program to bid a farewell to the age group side today. Nepal Under-19 team captain Dev Khanal has said that the team has prepared well for the World Cup and has added that the camp in South Africa would further boost the team's confidence. Saying the dream of playing in the World Cup was about to come true, Khanal added that the team's aspiration was to make it to the Super 8. Nepal Under-19 head coach Jagat Tamata said that the Cricket Association of Nepal and the players had made great efforts to qualify for the World Cup after 8 years. Tamata added that the team was mentally and physically prepared despite several challenges. CAN President Chatur Bahadur Chand extended his wishes to the team for good performance. Saying the World Cup venue was sensitive in terms of security, he also urged the team to remain alert. National Sports Council member Secretary Tankalal Khising expressed belief that the team would exhibit good performance. Team Nepal are placed in Group D alongside Pakistan, New Zealand and Afghanistan. Nepal are to play New Zealand in their first match on January 21st. In the second match on January 24, Nepal take on Pakistan while they face Afghanistan 2 days later on 26th of January. Before the World Cup, Nepal will play warm-up matches against Scotland and West Indies. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.